Hey folks, please join our great community at rivianstories.com to get all the latest updates, pics, and videos from Rivian owners and fans. We also have t-shirts, hats, and gear guides for your next adventure. Hope to see you there.
Right. I think their biggest issue, though, moving forward is the service centers they do have aren't going to be enough. There's already talks in the threads about Atlanta already moving, and some of these other smaller service centers are now looking at doing things that they probably weren't going to be doing before because they've got to expand faster.
Which is interesting, and how much of that has to do with early vehicle designs and things that they have found since they've started to hit the mass market that need to be improved versus things that are going to be long-term service needs is my immediate thought and question to that. But yeah, there's been a lot of little things that we've seen with these early vehicles that seem to be somewhat consistent issues. Some can be addressed with software. And matter of fact, like 12 volt issues is something that we've seen. And I think that, that's something that requires a physical visit to fix, but something that hopefully they're able to address with a software update or firmware update to certain modules, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. I guess if I had one personal anecdote would be, I've got 4 tickets right now, and that I've had submitted for the last, 2, almost 3 weeks. And I finally had to remind them that I had them because I haven't really heard much back from them. Whereas early on, it was like I submitted a ticket, and then usually that afternoon, that evening, or the following morning, depending on how late it was in the day, I had a call from Rivian service. Now it's just
they've really increased the number of vehicles on the road, and the overall,
and please don't take that as a knock on Rivian. That just goes to show. Because all of the issues I have are all very minor. They're nothing crazy. The truck drives great. When I hit the button on the tailgate to drop, or when I hit the button on the bed rail to drop the tailgate doesn't drop. Or I've got a trim piece that I had ordered that I'm just basically that was the only thing at that time that I just need replaced because it's not clipped into place and is now so warped it won't clip into place. They're all small things. The latest one being gear guard Gary won't record anything, no matter if you're 4 feet from the truck or not, or within 4 feet of the truck or not. They're all small. They're all small issues. But it definitely has slowed down because of the amount of vehicles on the road.
Yeah, and I honestly have to write a lot of the minor issues off to the early adopter tax, if you will. And And honestly, hopefully, I've heard about things that Rivian is addressing already with, process and potentially even, manufacturing hardware pieces, various things that are going to make it better for future owners. So my point about service center expansion is, do you manage to the rate of service growth right now? I don't think so, because it's going to level off once the vehicles and the software is more mature. You may need extra capacity now that you will not need later, in other words.
No, I'm tracking, but I still think there's room for either maybe not necessarily more capacity at the service center level at the brick and mortar, but definitely at more of a mobile that could probably, because a lot of my issues, pretty much all of my issues could probably be fixed with a mobile service visit.
Yep.
Yep.
So anyways.
All right, folks, that's it for this one. Again, catch the entire episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app. Until the next video, we'll be hanging out at rivianstories.com, so we hope to see you there.